man. Hi, guys. Welcome to Backyard City Sessions. Thank you all for being here. I can't figure out what I want to do with my legs. We're going to sing some songs for you guys, okay? So stay warm, drink up. We'll be here.
Don't know how you do it, but damn, you're in my head again. Making me believe that I'm the reason why this had to end. But you're not the one who is broken in pieces. You act like the victim, but I'm the one bleeding. You're holding the gun, but you're begging for safety. Baby, you made me crazy. Who do you think you are? Why do you make it hard? What makes you think that it's okay to keep breaking my heart? Who do you think you are? Don't know how you're able to turn the table so well. How do you do it? Does it get exhausting trying to keep up with what you tell yourself? 'Cause you're not the one who keeps losing their mind. How am I a disaster? And you're doing fine. Your words are hot to the touch, but they sting like a brain freeze. Baby, that shit makes me crazy. Who do you think you are? Why do you make it hard? What makes you think that it's okay to keep breaking my heart? Who do you think you are? Who do you think that you are, baby? Oh, yeah. Who do you think you are, baby? Why do you break my heart, baby? Who do you think you are, baby? You are, baby. You are, baby. Who do you think you are, baby? Why do you break my heart, baby? Who do you think you are, baby? You are. Who do you think you are? Why do you make it hard? What makes you think that it's okay to keep breaking my heart? Who do you think you are? Who do you think that you are, baby? Who do you think you are, baby? Why do you break my heart, baby? Who do you think you are, baby? You are, baby. You are, baby.
Thank you, guys.
Willing to Die is about the same guy. It's about the same relationship. It's about a chronic overpromiser and underdeliverer. I had just landed in Scotland. My mom and I went on a trip to Scotland, and I was just thinking about it. I had just gotten off a 7 or 8 hour flight, and I had written down this note that was, "You can't say you're going to build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on." And to me, that just means like, you can't say you're going to give me everything and then like fight me on literally everything. Like this is not how that works. Or fight back, or like defend yourself, or like make excuses for something. I'd written that line down, and I said it to my mom, and I was like, "Does this make sense?" And she was like, "I don't really know what that means." And I was like, "I feel like I really know what that means." And I brought it into, again, Nick and Austin, I think like a month later, and I said this line. I was like, "I've had this in my note for a long time." And they were like, "That's fucking sick. Like, that is something." So it definitely came, I mean, it's all spawned from the same place, but this was definitely one of those moments where I was just like, bro, like, stop telling me you're gonna do something and then acting the opposite way. And there's so many lines in this song. It's like cheeky. It's like a little Sabrina Carpenter-y. Like, it's definitely poking fun at something that was not fun for me. But I think it's like a kind of tongue-in-cheek song, and I really love the way that it turned out because it's it's a serious thing, but it's kind of a fun way to say it. So it's all spawned from the same place, but definitely from a place of more like, okay, I'm getting over it. Like, fuck you. Like,
Baby, I think your narcissism is showing. Looks like I'm finally catching on to your game. Yeah, we were never gonna work and you know it, 'cause you were never really gonna change. You can't bring me roses and plant them where they'll never grow. You can't put a ring on a hand that you're not willing to hold. You can't say you're gonna build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on. Dumb for me to trust you when you say that you will. There's not a single word you've said that I can rely on. So keep your promises and take back all you shared. It's crystal clear what the problem is. Yeah, you can't say you're gonna build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on. I tried like hell for you to see from my perspective, but it was a waste of air. And if I had $1 for every time that you meant it, I would be a millionaire.
Mine is like $1 million.
I can't believe it took me 3 years, 5 months, 2 days to see through all of the bullshit right off of your lips that I should have seen in the first place. Baby, you can't say you're gonna build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on. Dumb for me to trust you when you say that you will. There's not a single word you said that I can rely on. So keep your promises and take back all you shared. It's crystal clear what the problem is. Yeah, you can't say you're gonna build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on. Ooh, oh, ooh, yeah, ooh, oh, ooh, yeah. I let you get right up in my head. I'd hang on every word that you said. It's your world, I'm just living in it. Good luck, babe, trying to keep it spinning. I'll let you get right up in my head. I swear that's never gonna happen again in my world, baby, you're not in it. Don't know how you thought you'd get away with it. You can't say you're gonna build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on. Dumb for me to trust you when you say that you will. There's not a single word you said that I can rely on. So keep your promises and take back all your shit. It's crystal clear what the problem is. You can't say you're gonna build a house on a hill if it's the same one that you're willing to die on. Ooh, oh, ooh, yeah, ooh, oh, ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Ugly is such a special song. I knew when we wrote it, I wrote it with Sam Backoff and Cam Becker probably 2 years ago now, about a relationship that my friend Sam was getting out of that was, just like, instead of it being a clean break, you drag it on, you drag it out, and then it just gets so messy and like so like there's so much animosity, it becomes a little malicious, it gets ugly. And you take something that could have been preserved and you turn it into something that is just like so far gone. And we were writing that for her, and I like really felt so connected to it when we wrote it. And then when I went through my experience a couple years later, I just kept coming back to this song. I just kept coming back to it. I mean, I think it's so beautifully written. And that's the great thing about songs, is that you're supposed to be able to find your own experience in it. And I just kept listening to that song being like, this is exactly how I feel. I can't believe that I wrote it. And I would love the opportunity to put it on this record because I feel like it's a missing piece. I feel like it fits. And at the time, Sam was thinking about doing an artist project, and she had given that up. And so I texted her and I was like, look, if there's any way I can get this song, like, please, 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 I would love to cut it. And she was gracious enough to give me the opportunity to do that. And I really love that song. I think it's, like I said, like it serves such a special point and place and feeling on the record. And sonically it's a little bit different, but like it's still the one I go back to, funny enough, that I didn't write for this record, that I just feel like encapsulates the feeling of it the best almost. So I love Ugly. I think she's like, she's a good one.
Could have been a clean break, could have had peace, could have had space, could have gone both ways, could have kept our hearts safe. We could have let it go fast, could have been this, could have been that, could have took a step back, but you wouldn't do that. I tried to be friends with you while I was still in love. Didn't make much sense to me, but I still did it 'cause I couldn't call it off because you wouldn't let me go. Held on to something pretty till it broke. We let it get ugly, ugly. Sometimes you can't avoid some things, 'cause some things, they have to get fucked all the way up till they hurt a little too much, and then it gets ugly, ugly. I probably should have cared less, should have had a little self-respect, but I guess I had none left. So I let you go and make a mess of me. You could have had everything you wanted if you just let me walk away. You knew exactly what to do to make me stay. So of course I stayed, and we let it get ugly, ugly. Sometimes you can't avoid some things, 'cause some things, they have to get fucked all the way up till they hurt a little too much, and then it gets ugly, ugly. We let it get ugly, we let it get ugly, till we let it get ugly, we let it get ugly. Now we just avoid each other, hide in crowded rooms. Guess there's just too much damage done that we just can't undo. Took a little while for me to finally see the truth. That for me to find myself, you're what I had to lose. So thank God we let it get ugly, ugly. Sometimes you can't avoid some things, 'cause some things, I guess that they have to get fucked all the way up till it hurts a little too much, and then it gets ugly, ugly. We let it get ugly, we let it get ugly,
The reason this whole thing came to be is because of one night that turned into like a very dramatic event with my ex, and the person that instigated that was Violet. That's not her name, but we'll just say that it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you have somebody that you confide in and you think they're in your corner, and then they turn around within literally hours and they do exactly what you didn't think they would do or what you didn't think they should do, and it blows up your life. And I never really confronted her about it. You know, she kind of got off easy, but it was like one of those things where while I was processing through what her actions then ricocheted into for me and my ex, I was like just so mad. I was just like, she was just an easy person to point the anger towards. And I just was like, I need to write a song called Violet. I need to write a song called Violet. And this was the very first song that we wrote for DAPHNE that we felt like had legs. And this was when we were like, oh shit, is this a thing? And I love Violet. It will always be like the birthplace of this. I'm so like honestly grateful to her for what she did, that it led me to this situation. It's so amazing looking back on this experience to feel like I have something beautiful to show for such a like confusing and like tumultuous time in my life. It's a girl anthem. It's every girl has felt like one of their friends has done them dirty. And this to me is exactly that. So it's not about my specific situation. It's just kind of an anthem to that. Just like any girl girls are crazy. Girls are crazy. Girls are mean. So that's what Violet's about. It's kind of just a fuck you to any girl that's done you dirty.
I must be so naive, way too trusting of a person. I confide in you one time, suddenly truth has two versions. Why did you hold my hand and tell me you miss spending time around my energy? Guess you lied to me right through all your perfect teeth. I'm not the kind of girl who has an enemy, but you tried to be. Oh, Violet, everything you're selling, I'm not buying it. The way you tried to twist that knife was violent. Now I'm a nihilist. Oh, Violet, I confess I'm impressed at the sheer audacity it takes to be someone who can live with all their lies. It didn't even happen twice, let alone 4 times. Yeah, you should be a Gemini. Oh, Violet, everything you're selling, I'm not buying it. The way you tried to twist that knife was violent. Now I'm a nihilist. Oh, Violet, I hope you get what you deserve. Hope you get what you deserve. 'Cause you sure have a way with words. Still have a way with words. And you're hearing it here first. Hearing it first. I hope you get what you deserve. Hope you get what you deserve. I hope you get what you deserve. Oh. Violet, Violet, Violet. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Violet, I don't know how you even got the spine for this. Hurting me on purpose, so childish. I hope you cry at this. Oh, Violet.
It was just me and Nick. This is when DAPHNE was kind of rolling already, and I had written this title down. I was at dinner with my friend Elisa, and I just kept being like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, when is it gonna end? This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Fuck. And I was like, I wanna write that song. And she was like, you should write that song. And so I had it in a note. I came in, I told Nick I wanted to do something that was a little bit less down the middle pop and had a little more organic instruments in it. And the driving force in this song is definitely acoustic guitar. And yeah, he was working on the track, and anytime Nick and I work, I just am like, yeah, keep doing that. Yeah, keep doing that. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm like, I love that. And so, you know, I'm kind of just saying yes or no, but this was like immediate. And I just kind of spitball melodies, spitball lyrics. I had this title. I knew I wanted it to end there, but I knew I didn't want it to be the like tag of the song. So the first time you hear this is the hardest thing I've ever done is in the bridge. And I just love this song so much. It fell out. It's one of those things where it was just like I was typing. And 45 minutes later, I was like, okay, Nick, I'm done. And he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I know. And I don't think I really edited it much at all. I think you're really lucky if you get that, if you get just this kind of like divine creativity and it flows through you because of whatever you're going through. And that was like the moment. And that's why it's the title of the album. And that's why, I don't know, it's just 100%, in my opinion, not even my favorite song I've ever written, but like the most special, the most personal, the most cathartic song I've ever written, and like 100% like holds the podium right now for being like the song that I hope changes my life. I love it. I love this song.
Going in circles, I'm running out of sanity. Trying to lose a feeling, and I'm terrified it won't ever leave, becoming nocturnal. So I don't see you in my dreams. Doing everything I can to find myself just a little peace, yeah. I got a therapist, but it don't help, no. I still choose hell over choosing myself, whoa. I'm way too goddamn self-aware. It honestly just isn't fair. It isn't fair. I know what I'm doing, even though you blew it. I put myself through it. Guess I don't know what is good for me. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, even though you don't care what you're losing. I put myself through it. Guess I don't know what is good for me. Guess I don't know what is good for me. No. I'm scared to put myself out there, knowing that you're out there too. And I feel like a fucking loser using that as an excuse. Can't even talk about it with my friends, no. They're so fast wishing that this shit would end. How are you the one that messed it up, but I'm the one who's feeling like a burden? Yeah. I know what I'm doing, even though you blew it. I put myself through it. Guess I don't know what is good for me. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, even though you don't care what you're losing. I put myself through
guys so much for coming. Thank you, Backyard City Sessions. I love you all. We'll see you at Martha's. Let's have a drink.